guys, welcome to another episode of
Married with Tech. I'm Jamie.
I'm Leia.
And in this episode, we're going to be answering all your questions about the OPPO Reno5 5G.
Let's go! Big thanks to everyone who replied to our IG story over the weekend.
Pero wag na natin patagalin to. Let's answer the very first question, and it's a very important one coming from Mark Angelo Huit. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. But magkano nga ba ang OPPO Reno5 5G?
Okay, so the OPPO Reno5 5G, which is what I have right now, is 23,999 pesos, so 24,000. And the 4G version is 18,999, so 19,000.
Yeah, by the way, this video is be concentrating on the 5G version. Yung 4G variant, si Burr yung gagawa ng review. Make sure you stay tuned. I think it should be up by this weekend, or it will be up by this weekend.
Yun, and I also have to mention that whether you order the 4G or the 5G version, you'll be getting a free Kuyu smartwatch worth 3,990 if you pre-order. So yung pre-order is from Feb 10 to 19, sakto sa Valentine's.
Correct.
And the Reno 5 series will be available the day after, which is Feb 20.
So yun, question number 1, answered. Let's move on to question number 2.
So the next one is actually a two-part question, starting with kay Let Roll 07. Anong chipset gamit po niya?
And the one from Jads13, which is benchmarks? Question mark.
Okay, let's start first with the chipset
Yeah.
na gamit. For the 5G version, which is again what we have, it runs on a Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of storage.
Now for the benchmarks, I'll have them up on screen and maybe compare it to other phones that are within the same price range or medyo pareho yung specs niya. But remember guys, yung benchmark scores na to, it's all synthetic. Mas important pa rin yung real world performance niya. And for me, on like how I use smartphones, okay naman siya, hindi naman ako nabibitin sa performance. But let's make this a 3-part question because I am Cam's Cruz also asked kung okay ba yung performance nito for Genshin Impact and Ragnarok Online. Unfortunately, Tito doesn't play that games. I play NBA 2K20 and League of Legends Wild Rift, and I can tell you personally na smooth yung experience sa phone na to. Pero for Genshin Impact and Ragnarok Online, maybe I can point you to other members of the tech mob who actually play Genshin Impact.
And in case you're wondering, yes, Jamie is the one actually using this phone.
Kasi bagay sa akin yung kulay.
Yeah. So the next question is from Mark Ramos. Aluminum ba o plastic? For this particular phone, which is the 5G, it's aluminum yung sides niya and the body is glass. The display is Gorilla Glass 5.
Yeah.
For the 4G version, plastic
Yeah.
no?
And as we discussed in sa previous version ng Married with Tech, medyo mas may texture yung 4G version versus this. This one has a matte finish. It feels really premium. Actually, I can speak, but maybe I can speak for the wife when I say like we like the finish on this phone. Again, feels very premium. Medyo may smudges pa rin kayo makita, but not as much. Minimized na siya.
Yeah, really good phone. Really good looking phone.
Alright, so on to the next question, and this one is from Simon Sturks _ my fingerprint sensor po ba?
Yes!
Okay, so quick answer, but let's take this opportunity to talk about the screen also since wala nang tanong sa inyo. Pero in-display fingerprint scanner siya.
Yep, and syempre, because my in-display fingerprint scanner, it has an OLED screen.
Yes.
It's 6.43 inches, refresh rate is 90 Hz, so everything good in terms of the screen.
So alam nyo naman, mahilig kami sa mga OLED displays because of the inky blacks for those colors to pop on. So if manood kayo ng videos, and of course like on YouTube or Netflix, kasi we're trying to be entertained while we're still in quarantine, this will definitely do the trick.
I also have to say that, speaking of entertainment, the speaker is pretty good.
Yan, bigyan natin ng sample. I do have to say though that you have to keep the volume at around 80% since yun yung sweet spot niya, pero meron din namang headphone jack kung kailangan niya. Alright, so punta na tayo sa next question, and this one is from Joy, and she asks, does the battery last at least 5 to 6 hours for online classes?
Hala! Well, Joy will try to answer that question as best as we can kasi ang tagal na naming hindi pumapasok sa school.
Yes, tito na ako, tita na siya, hindi lang obvious.
But to answer your question, we did a YouTube loop test and it lasted almost 13 hours. So
of course,
it's promising.
Yeah, of course, guys, like that's best case scenario at least for our testing. That's at 50% of screen brightness, still at 90 Hz, and then 50% volume. Pero for real world test, okay din naman siya. Like I said, lumabas kami, we took sample photos, sample videos with the Reno5 5G. It lasted the whole day. We had family time pa after that. And I went home with about 30% battery pa, and so this is comfortably like a day and a half battery life despite being a 4,300 milliamp hour battery or having a 4,300 milliamp hour battery. Of course, depende yan sa usage nyo, your usage or your mileage may vary. So take into account na lang siguro kung gaano kayo kakas gumamit ng phone.
And even if maubusan kayo ng battery, one of my favorite features about the OPPO Reno5 5G is the Super VOOC 65-watt charging. So, ang bilis lang nun. Parang kanina, Jamie charged his phone from 0 to 100%, 38 minutes?
Correct. So maliligo lang kayo, full na yung battery ninyo. Okay, so a lot of you guys actually asked about the camera performance of the OPPO Reno5 5G, and we decided to just lump it into this part of the video. Sorry, medyo nagsisneeze yung aso namin. But let's start from the one from Ivan, who asked, how is the HDR po for the selfie, main, and wide-angle camera?
Sige, so let's start with the main camera. This is a photo taken outdoors. It was taken at noon,
yes.
So the sun was bright, mainit, friends. And as you can see, it's a really good photo with enough details, and the sky was nice, so
hindi siya overblown or blown out.
Blown out, yeah. So it's a good photo, pretty good HDR for this one. And we took the same shot using a wide-angle camera. Still pretty good, actually. It's just that there's a little less detail, but still, I would post this photo.
Yeah, so if you can see dun sa may hanging plants sa mall, medyo mas crushed yung shadows, meaning there's not a lot of detail. But still, it's a low-resolution camera, not bad at all.
Yeah.
Now, for the selfies, what I'm gonna say lang is learn when to turn on and turn off HDR, because from our experience, medyo mixed bag siya. Maybe this is something that OPPO can improve on with software updates, since again, it's like parang computation in the background happening naman. So maybe this is something that they could tweak in the future. Kasi yun nga, medyo mixed yung results na nakuha namin with the selfie camera with HDR on. So yun.
Okay, so the next question also about the camera is from Ariel Limen. The quality of the camera sa madilim with minimal lighting. So here's a photo taken at the park at night. We used the main camera and we turned on night mode. So as you can see, it performs as expected. You see the leaves, the grass.
The grass. Yeah, okay naman siya. But we forgot to mention this at the top of the video. The unit that we got from OPPO Philippines is engineering unit pa. So unfortunately for the wide-angle camera, hindi pa enabled yung night mode. So we can't show you like the results from that since it won't be as nice. But if it's anything close to the results that we got from the main camera, everything should be a-okay. Okay, so hopefully that also answers the other questions about the night mode, like the one from Lawrence James. But the next question is from Sushi X Adobo, who asks for a macro shot sample po. So this one is a sample photo of a pin I just got while we were out. It's All Might from My Hero Academia. And I actually like it. The details are there. But again, a major tip lang, especially for the macro cameras of these smartphones, I think not all of them have autofocus, so you kind of have to find the right distance para makapag-focus siya ayos. And then, since low resolution siya, help it out a little bit, get nice lighting. Like for this one, it was a pretty good shot. I think we shot this outdoor, I'm not sure. But it came out really well. So there you go, for macro photography. Just make sure that you have enough lighting. Baka pwede nyo lang gamitin yung flashlight ng kaibigan mo, yung cellphone ng kaibigan mo. Pwede mo lang gamitin. So yeah, that's it for the macro shot from the OPPO Reno5 5G.
Okay, so our next questions are related to vlogging, and they're from Jan Stephen Reyes and Real Glenn. I have to mention na itong dalawang to, they're very consistent. So thank you guys. Thank you for the support. We really appreciate it. And to answer your question, bababa si Jamie.
Yes, we'll show you guys rather than answer the question, or I'll answer your question while I'm trying to vlog with the OPPO Reno5 5G. Alright guys, so here's a quick video sample from the front cameras of the OPPO Reno5 5G. I do have AI highlight video enabled, which is supposed to give us better dynamic range in the back. It's a little overcast today, so it's hard to tell. But my main tip for you is, again, like the ones on the selfie camera, you kind of have to learn when to turn it on and off. Because if you're moving like this, sometimes the exposure can change and that can be jarring. I also have the stabilization on and it's really smooth. Parang halos naka-gimbal ka na. But anyway, enough of the front camera. Let's switch over to the ones on the back. Alright guys, so here's the sample of the rear cameras from the OPPO Reno5 5G. I do have ultra steady mode turned on, but unfortunately, at least for this one, I'm not sure if sa retail unit maging available siya. Pero bawal gamitin yung AI highlight at yung live HDR while you have ultra steady mode turned on. So that's unfortunate. Again, we have to see if this is just because it's an engineering unit, but the footage looks absolutely smooth. We're shooting in 1080p, but of course you can shoot videos up to 4K, wala lang stabilization. But let me show you what live HDR looks like. So give me a bit and I will transition into that. Okay, so something I wasn't able to discuss while I was walking around downstairs was the AI highlight video or live HDR on the rear cameras. And here's a side-by-side with it on and off, and you can really see a big difference, especially with the trees part. It's lit better, you can see more details. But syempre, when it comes to computational photography or computational videography, in this case, it's not gonna be perfect. So timplahin nyo lang kung kailan siya gagamitin o hindi. Can you wait? We have to finish a video. Can you wait?
We do it so we can feed you.
Okay, so since our dog is now bugging us to let her out, let's give you our final thoughts for the OPPO Reno5 5G, starting off with the pricing. Now, if you look at the entire landscape of the mid-range segment, yes, the OPPO Reno5 is kind of on the higher end tier. But again, if you look at everything altogether, pasok pa rin naman siya sa mid-range segment. I mean, just don't look at Xiaomi kasi medyo insane sila mag-price ng smartphones. Again, the price for this is 23,999 pesos.
Yes.
So again, still within the mid-range segment.
If these things are important to you in a smartphone, a good design, like yung meron yung Reno 5, very pretty. Obviously, it appeals to myself and to Jamie. And if you are into that really fast charging, this has 65 watts.
Again, 38 minutes to get from 0 to 100.
Yeah, so that's one. And it has an OLED screen, so you're gonna enjoy watching Netflix, us, and your favorite shows. So then this phone definitely has a lot to offer. You may want to consider it.
Alright guys, so for those of you who are asking magkano ba yung smartphone na to, uulitin ko siya isa pang beses. It's 23,999 pesos. Pre-orders start tonight until February 19, and then the phone becomes available the very next day.
But if you do pre-order, then you get a Kuyu smartwatch for free, and it's worth 3,999 pesos, so 4,000.
So there you go guys, that's pretty much it for this episode of Married with Tech. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, sub to the channel, and make sure you hit that notification bell.
Follow us also on Facebook and on Instagram.
My name is Jamie.
I'm Leia.
See you guys next time, and of course, stay safe.